there. If you are watching this video, chances are big that you read a lot of my personal story. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for taking the time and putting your interest in getting to know more about me. And in this video, I want to share the 5 or 6, let's say, most important lessons and insights that I gathered in my 2 years of traveling and rebuilding my life and business. So when I'm recording this video, it is September 2022, exactly 2 years after I left the Netherlands and sold everything and went on a transformational journey. And that was one of the best decisions that I ever made. But when I just started, I didn't know how. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to move forward. The only thing I knew was that I didn't want to stay in the place where I was at that moment. And for me, that was quite big, let's say, because I changed countries for that. But for everyone who feels like right now you are in a situation in your life or in your business where you don't feel 100% fulfilled or committed or happy, these insights will help you, motivate you, stimulate you to take the next steps forward. So the first lesson, like insight I want to share with you, is actually more like a metaphor and a method that I used when I just started traveling. In that moment, I experienced a lot of losses. My sister, my twin babies due to a miscarriage, and basically my identity and everything that I've been building for other people, I didn't build for myself. So I experienced a lot of pain about the losses that I had, but also uncertainty about how to design my life and business in a way that really fulfills me and at the same time gives the most value to other people. So the first metaphor that I want to share with you, whenever in your business or in your life you feel like you lost maybe the overview, or you want to create more insights on your current situation, is the metaphor that I used when I was walking in Spain in exactly 2 years ago. I was leaving the harbor, I was walking next to the harbor on my daily morning walk, because I just started walking. When I started on my transformational journey, I just started walking. And at one point I saw this container ship leaving the harbor in Gran Canaria in Spain, one of the Canary Islands. And all of a sudden I thought, what if all the things that I'm working on right now that I need to pay attention to, like the grief of my sister, the loss of her, the loss of my babies, the future, all the bigger things, and the more practical things as well. Like, what if I identified all of them separately and see them as a container on this ship? So what if my life was a container ship? What would it look like? And that was such an epiphany for me, because in that moment I could see all the things that I had to work on to become a better version of myself. I knew I had to go through them. I knew it. I didn't want it. I mean, that's not something that you naturally want to do, but you have to, and you better find a way to make it, to create an overview for yourself, because then it's easier for you to basically also to accept that it's going to take you a while, but because you know how to move forward from there, that really helps. So what I did is, like, I identified all the things that I wanted to work on, to grieve about, or just develop myself, or wanted to get answers to. I put them in separate containers. And if you fill that container, each specific container, with all the crap and the good, let's say, and then you can start working on them one by one, and you can start unloading some containers. So the mistake that I made when I started working with this metaphor was that I put the most heavy ones on top. the most complicated ones. So, for example, I put literally this really happened. Like I was drawing my container ship, and the top container was called Future, and so I started unloading, and already immediately I was like, okay, this is not going to work. So by doing this, you also create your own roadmap. And this is a bridge to my second lesson. And that is, life is not Monopoly with a clear starting point. It's not telling you where to start. I mean, you just need to work with where you are in that moment, who you are in that moment, what you know in that moment, and also where you want to go, only because if you type in, for example, on Google Maps, your destination, it always wants to know your current position, because from there it will map out the route. And it's the same when you feel like you are stuck right now. You simply start writing down bit by bit where you want to go. But instead of focusing on the final destination, you focus on the first accessible, the first visual milestone, and then you go there, and from there you go to the next one. And this is with grief, with development, on personal development, business development. It's the same technique, basically. The third lesson is a very important one, a really big insight for me. And I think it's going to be a big insight for you as well. And that is, you are not stuck. You are early in the process. Wow, that blew my mind. when I can still remember when I was reading it. So I was in Spain, because I did a lot of my healing in Spain, and this time I was in the mountains of La Gomera, one of the most beautiful Canary Islands. If you love nature and you love mountains, go there. And I was like literally living in the mountains for 4 weeks all by myself, and I was doing a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of listening to audiobooks, meditations, and I don't know where I read it, but I know this in this moment that like a burden fell off, because I was like, oh my God, yeah, that's true. Like maybe in some processes or in some things I'm already more advanced, but in this process, the process of grief, for example, I was not stuck or lost. I was just early in the process. How amazing is that? Because all of a sudden I could see, instead of like seeing myself stuck in a situation, I could see myself at the beginning of this road. And yeah, it took time to walk the road. And yeah, it took a lot of tears and time and frustration and heart pain, let's say. But because I could see the perspective of going somewhere and creating the milestones for myself, it became easier. I'm getting all excited. I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, next one, the fourth one. So identifying who you are, more importantly, why you are who you are, made the difference for me. Looking back now, this whole journey, and I can exactly identify all the pieces now, and I get it. And if you get it, if you understand why you are the way you are, your direction will become more clear. And by losing a lot of things, by losing a lot of people close to me, I found myself back, and I really feel like this is the purpose of my life, is to take responsibility for the lessons that I learned. And my lessons transformed into a value for other people is exactly what you see right now in Game Changers United. But it's a process, and allow yourself time to go on this journey. So everyone that's listening to this right now has a similar purpose. Like, we all want to help people. We all want to make the world a better place. And I know for sure, because otherwise you are not watching this video. However, we all have our unique toolbox, as I always say. Like, when the plumber comes to your house, he has this toolbox. Well, imagine that your toolbox is filled with your specific experiences, events, situations, good, bad things, conditionings, filters, everything. But it's also at the same time, it can be your anchor when you didn't work through the themes yet. But it can also be the accelerator, the survival guide for other people in similar situations that need your help so much, that really need your toolbox. And not every toolbox is for everyone. I mean, my toolbox is suitable for a certain kind of people and entrepreneurs. And that is okay. You just need to find and create your toolbox and start gathering the people around you that want the things that are in your toolbox. Okay, 2 more. Don't forget to grab life by the balls. I'm sorry for my language, but enjoy the nature, guys, the beauty of the world. And maybe it's cliche, but even now when I'm back in the Netherlands now since 1.5 months, I've been working really hard. So I need to take time to really do this myself as well, to enjoy the nature, to go on this trip with my foster daughter again, who's living with me again, with her boyfriend, actually, which is really nice. But pay attention to the people and remember it's okay to grow in silence. It's okay to grow in rest because you need it. You cannot always be on 24/7. And the last insight, and I made some notes because I don't want to forget anything. So sometimes you see me watch to the other side. I'm sorry. This insight for me also really changed a lot of things for me. And I don't remember exactly when it came, but at one point I realized that I am the sum of many things. I am and you, we. I am a businesswoman, but I'm also a spiritual human being. I'm a feminine. I'm a female. I'm a woman. I'm a mother in a way. I have so many different layers, and every layer needs attention. Every layer deserves attention and deserves development. But every layer also has a different way of growing. Like with a plant, you have different plants and they all need something different to grow. Some need a lot of sunlight and the other ones don't, and etc. It's the same with all your layers. Your spiritual layer or your business layer, they both need something different to grow. So identify all those layers that are that make you whole. And by doing so, you can also, it makes it easier to develop yourself because it's more practical. It's more, you can oversee it better. And stop narrowing yourself down to only Meerte or only whatever your name is, because you are so much more than the identity you took on. Even though when you are an already established game changer or when you are just getting started, it doesn't matter. There's always room for extra layers, like more and deeper personal layers or professional layers. And stop narrowing yourself down to only that, and go on on a discovery journey in your own identity to see what else is there. Who else is there? What other parts of you that are not manifested yet? And Start making decisions from the person you want to grow into, or you want to become, or the person you are busy growing into. So keep him or her in mind, whatever you do from now on, and prioritize him or her every single day. And then start building a sustainable business around the mission that you are on, because the world needs you. Thank you for listening. And I hope that my story inspired you and the lessons and insights. And if you have any questions, I'm here. Bye-bye.